Hello everyone, my name is Chris. I'm the creative director of Brown Sparrow, and in today's video is part 2 of your e-commerce store. So we're going to go a little bit details about what you can expect on the back end of your shop. So in our last video, we were using Chips for Chocolate as the demonstration video, and we're going to continue to do that. So to actually gain access into the backend of your website, we send you a user setup email. That email allows you to create a username and a password. Once you do that, you are given a hyperlink to actually get to this page here. And then you are prompted to put in your username and your password. So once you put in your username and your password, you click on login. All right, sometimes it takes a little moment. It's my internet. So once you're logged in, you're going to see the list of all the websites that you have. Most of our clients have one website, but if you have multiple websites with us, they'll all be listed here. Now to gain access into your website, you will click on edit and you wait till the website loads up. It does take a little bit of time to load up because there's just so much information that the editor has to load. So once everything is loaded, it's going to look like your website. The only difference is that you're going to see this dash bar, these bars up here and on the side. That lets you know that you are in the editor mode of your website. I'm not going to go into greater details on like all the functionalities to be able to edit your website. That's going to be in another video. So we're just going to continue on how to gain access to your store. So on the left side of the editor, you're going to see a button that says store. You're going to click on that. You're going to click on manage store. That is going to log you into the website's backend of the e-commerce. So once you're here, you're going to be taken directly to what is called the store summary. In the store summary, you're going to see like all the orders that are placed. If you have orders that need to be fulfilled, there's going to be another bar that's going to be placed underneath here. But if not, it's just kind of look just like this. It's going to show you like all the orders that you have in the past 30 days. You can also do lifetime orders. So you could do all the orders and, lifetime orders. You have 6, how much money you've made, the average sell per order, which is great to know. The revenue that you, and this is called the abandoned cart. This is really great because it kind of like shows you if a customer had made their way going through the checkout phase of the website, you have the ability to go back and maybe interact with them. Maybe you send them an email or a promo code or something just to kind of convince them to come back to your store. This feature is only available to our customers who have the premium version of their host plan. Otherwise, this functionality is disabled. So let's jump into the sales system. So in the sales area, you're going to see all the orders that have come in. Each order is numbered. You can also search for a particular order if you remember the order number or the customer information like their name or their email. You could do a quick search. Each panel you'll be able to see the highlighted order. To get more information about that order, you will click on this arrow right here, and this is going to give you the order detail page. So here you're going to see like the amount of money that the customer spent, the time and the date that they placed their order. This up here is really cool. This is called the status area. So this is how your website sends emails to the customer. So right now it's marked as paid, but I could, if let's say a customer bought an item and they don't want to place the order and they sent you an email, then you can actually just click on this thing and say, oh, I'm going to cancel it. And what happens is that the website is going to send that customer a cancel email, say, hey, your order has been canceled. Or if the idea was like, oh, here, I want a refund, you do a partial refund, you can do that there. So this is called the fulfillment stage. Now this is basically the status of like how you're fulfilling the order. So waiting, processing, you don't have to really worry about that. This is if you were doing maybe phone orders. So this will let the customer know that, hey, someone from the company is going to reach out to them. But generally, when an order is placed, they're automatically going to be put in processing, and the customer is going to get that copy of that email that shows them that, hey, that they placed their order. Then you have ship, and to do the shipping status, what you do is you click on ship, and then you, on this side, you click on add tracking number, then you will place a tracking number here and you will click on mark ship. What will happen is that the customer will then get an email with that tracking number letting them know that the item has been shipped. If you want to be very super detailed and interactive with your customers, you can also log in and let them know if their item has been delivered. We know an app that helps keep track of it, so you don't have to manually keep track of all the orders that have been delivered. Some of our customers take advantage of that because it's just really nice to kind of like keep up with your customers and let them know like the different stages of their order. So here's the order receipt. It lets you know exactly what the order that the customer wanted or the items that they wanted and the total amount. Here's the customer's information section. It lets you know the shipping status or the shipping speed. So here they have standard shipping for their shipping was $3, their customer's name and their email address and their mailing address. Abandoned carts, we've already been over here. This is just kind of keeps track of all of the orders that someone started to go through but never finished. The customer section under my sales is the address book of all your customers who placed an order. So once they place an order, their information is stored within your website, which is great because then you can download this and put it into a email campaigner like MailChimp or Constant Contact to kind of like interact with them like through newsletters or things like that. The next most important thing is the catalog section. This is where you add or remove products. So you already see all the products that are listed here. To add a new product, you would just click on add a new product and it will take you to the product editor page. And this is if you are creating a brand new product from scratch. This is how you add photos to this product. So like if I wanted to add maybe these cookies here for an example, and then you would type in the name. You could be like plain cookies. You don't need to put a SKU. The weights, if you don't remember the weights, you can reach out to us, or you can just, if you already have a very similar item, you can pull the weights from the existing items to put here. In this case, we're doing it in pounds, but depending on what your how heavy your items, we can change the weighting system from pounds to ounces. Just really up to you. This is the description section. This is where you put all your fancy little information about the product. This is the price area. So this is how you control the pricing. So let's say I want to make these cookies $10. And let me just quickly show you this, what happens. So this goes out really quickly. This is a live sync connection with your website. So once I make a change and I click save up here, it's actually going to hit your website in like 10 seconds. So you can see here on this website that this item was already added. This page is on, she doesn't have a lot of cookies, so she doesn't display a lot of cookies on one page. So it's on page 2. But that's not going to be your setup. Depending on how you want, how many products you have, you can set it up. But you can see here that this item has already been created, and you can kind of see the photo that we added and the pricing. And if I want to do like the text, let's just show you an example of that text. And I click on save up here, and you have to refresh the page. But you see, once the page loads, how quickly the information has been added. So the editor is really quick. Let's say if you're doing a sale price. If you want to do a sale price, you put in like, well, the item was originally $10 and I having it for $5. And then you can say, click on save. And once you do that, the website will receive that information and it will automatically put the item on sale. The sale banner will pop up and it will do the thing where it says, oh, it's 50% off. So that's how your customer knows that, your item is on sale. Here we have the availability, which just really means if you want to turn off or on a product. Let's just go here, back out to catalog. So we can clearly see that there are 6 items in here. If I click on disable and click on save, you'll have to always remember you have to save every action every time you make a major change so that the website knows that it's been confirmed. So I just disabled that product and waiting the website to load, and we can see that product's been removed from the shop. There you go. If a customer has an item already in a shopping cart, the website will automatically remove that item. So you can see here and says like the option is changed, that the item was removed, was deleted from their bag. So it does a really good job of keeping track of everything for a customer. So I will back out of here. So that's how you can kind of like make a new product page from scratch. If you don't want to do that and you're adding a new product that's very similar, so you can click on this button here, and this will bring a drop down tab, and you click on duplicate product, and you click on save. And then what you'll do is you have all the information from that product that you have made a copy for. And then so then you could just use as a template, because maybe you have like information that you don't want to rewrite over again, maybe like the ingredients, or maybe like some other general information that you don't want to retype. You can just duplicate it and then maybe just change the description information that underneath that product and swap out the different photos. You can have as many photos you want. We recommend about 4 or 5 photos. You don't want to bombard everyone with the different types of photos. So let me just delete one of these options. Oh, and to delete, you just click on this drop down button, and you can click on delete product, and it will delete it from the site, and it will automatically be reflected onto the customer's page, the customer perspective. Categories. We probably need to go on another video to kind of talk about the different categories, because it can get very complicated really quickly. But essentially is that you are creating different sections for your product. So if you were selling multiple types of cookies, maybe different sizes or shapes, then maybe you want to create different categories for those types of cookies, or maybe holiday cookies. Then we will create categories, and put in the information, photos and things like that. I'm going to probably set up another video to kind of go into greater details with that. So then we're going to go to the marketing tab. The marketing tab gives you kind of like some cool features, like advertise on Google. If you're not too familiar with using Google advertising, I don't recommend you using it, because it is a very complicated process. This definitely does help you set up or connect your website with your Google advertising account. But again, you do need prior knowledge of how to use Google ads to be able to effectively run an ad, promote or sell on Google. What this does is that if you have products if you have a Facebook page, what you can do here is to link up your website with your Facebook page. And what happens is that once you establish that link, it will then generate a shop on that Facebook page, which is great. And then what you do is you have the ability to manage all the items and pricing from here. Once you put all that in, once everything is connected, Facebook and your website are going to communicate, and it's going to synchronize all the products on both ends. Right now I'm resynchronizing the products. And if I went to this individual's Facebook page, you can see that we're not logged in. We had to do that. But if you logged in, you will see that the Facebook page is there with the store that's available. Sell on Instagram. This is a little tricky, because sometimes Instagram does not grant approval to your shop. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. We recommend that we communicate together to make sure that you get approved right away, because if they say no once, that's it. There's no way to resubmit your application. So that's why I tell customers, don't run and just do the sell on Instagram, because if there's an issue, they're just going to deny you, and that is it. And it's all automatic. There's no human interaction or someone to review the review process. So that's why I say kind of just like, let's communicate together to make sure that if you do want to have like these sell tags on your website, on your Instagram page, that we set up the backend first properly, so that everything runs very smoothly when we're submitting the application to get your product sold on Instagram. Here we have some of your payment system information. So like we're using Square, it tells you like your Square account is connected, and everything is ready to go. Let's jump into the payment system since we're talking about Square. So in this page, you're going to see like how your website is conducting payments. We recommend Square because it's the quickest and the easiest thing to be able to connect. We do have other payment systems that we can connect, Like there's Stripe, but Stripe is a lot harder to get that connected. We have a PayPal account here that we've connected. You can also do manual payments. Let's say that you want to place orders, but maybe you deliver a product or provide a service that you need to collect payment in person. You can collect a manual payment, or maybe you want to do a payment on the phone. This is what you can like basically create a manual payment. In this case, this client was doing a phone order system when she first started. So she would get the orders and then she would call and get the payments over the phone for customers. But now she decides not to do that anymore. So this is how we connect the payment processing system. The next section is called the shipping, and this is very important. So here you'll have the ability to add the different shipping services that you offer. So you can, right now she's using the UPS, and when you click on edit, well, we're doing a manual editing system, a manual shipping system, because the rates that we were pulling from the UPS are too high, so it didn't make sense. So we worked with her to calculate the different shipping rates, and that might be an option for you because the rates that the UPS will provide, it might be so high. UPS, the United States Postal Service, sorry, not UPS, might be so high that it may not be worth it for a customer. So that's why it's always important to kind of like see, to do your research and see what is the shipping cost, what the, how that may, how that may affect the customer and their purchasing a product. So for our client, we broke down the amount of the weights of the cookies. And we're saying, well, someone from her store might order 2 cookies, 1 or 2 cookies. So if they're going to order 1 cookie, it's always going to be $3. If they order a little bit more than 1, maybe when they're between 2 to 3 cookies, it's going to be $6. If they're going to order more than that, it goes up to $12, and it can go all the way up to $20. And we did the calculation all by weights. So that's how we did it here. But let me just show you a basic calculator if we're going to use if you're pulling the rates from the postal service. So this is a manual one, but we have the automatic pulling here. Just show you here. So this has been disabled, but you can see that these are the different shipping options that you have. There's 70 of them. You may want to switch between express or first class depending on which might be cheaper. You might want to do ground, retail. It can get complicated because there's just so many different types of shippings that are offered. So that's why we like to work with all of our customers, our clients, just to kind of like make sure that the shipping system makes sense for their business model and towards the customer as well. So definitely reach out to us if you're not sure on what shipping to use. I also have a shipping markup, which is great because let's say maybe the shipping is almost there, but you need to add like maybe another 50 cents or $1 to it just to really cover your costs. You can do markups here. This is great. You don't have to go through the whole manual process. You can always just like add a little bit more on top of the shipping, and the customers won't know. They'll just think that is just the pricing for what it is. Shipping region. Now this is important because this really communicates to your customer if your product can be shipped to them. So right now it's on to the world. So you're basically, from the customer's perspective, when they put their shipping address, the website is going to let them know whether or not you are shipping to that region. So right now it's on the world, but you can restrict it to United States or Canada or just to the EU as well. If you scroll down here, it's just like the packaging information. It's just very standard information down here. The standard default box we put in here, and like we're doing parcels and packaging. Next we have the settings system. This is kind of like general information that's going to be applied to your invoices and to your store information. So here we have like, the store's name, the email address, the billing address, not the billing address, sorry, the company's address. This is kind of like, this gets slapped on the bottom of the email, on each email that the customer receives. This is how you make changes to your store. This is more like for currency, for price displaying, weights. Maybe your items are only are calculated based on ounces and not in pounds, so we can make those changes here. Time zones is important, so make sure that your store is running on a time zone I recommend a time zone that where you live, so that way you are able to fulfill orders based on your schedule and not maybe a schedule that is not really a good fit for you. This is how you could change the language of all of your stores. So if you just want to do your stores in English, it's in English. You can add multiple languages, but it can kind of get really complicated. And then it's a higher tier level. The best workaround is for us to add a Google plugin, translator plugin to your store if you really want to do that. But this only really comes in handy if you're really selling out of out of the United States, or if you're selling to a very specific demographic and you want to change your language to Spanish because you're really only selling to Spanish speaking clients, then you would want to do that. Tax information. If you have the higher if you have the plus version of the hosting, then you can do automatic taxing, or you could do a manual tax rate. Mail, this is just like how do you control the website sending out emails to your customers. Order confirmation, yes, we want that. Order status change, yes. Order ship change, we can turn some of these off or on if you want to do that. This is how you add more emails to the accounts. Invoicing, this is how you make slight changes to your invoice. You don't really have much change. They're all the same. But again, this is like general, like the very generic invoice that the customer receives when they place an order. Here, it's how you change the logo. All right. And then let's show to the apps. Now, we're in the process of looking at how to add more apps into the store. Right now, these are the most popular apps for this interface. So here we have the ability to collect reviews. This is ShipStation. We have like Pinterest. We have like stats. You have different apps here. Again, we're in the process of trying to upload more apps into the store. It is a very slow process because there are a lot of verifications, and we have to make sure that all these apps get translated to every store that we help manage. Another thing that you have to know is like we don't have control over these apps. These are all independent apps. So some of them are free or some of them are not free. So it's really important to kind of like click on an app and always visit the developer app, the developer who makes the app, to see how much it really costs, if there's a free version, what it looks like, and so on and so forth. Like for this, there's a free version for up to 5 products. They'll give you the ability to collect reviews on those 5 products. And then if you want to collect reviews on, let's say if you're selling more than like 5 or 10 products in your store, then you would want to probably be interested in doing the unlimited, where you can just add reviews on it. Again, you don't have to do this. It's all optional. Some of these apps, adding all these different apps can become costly. And if you might be wondering, like, why don't we have more free apps? Sometimes the free apps are not very well kept. So we don't want to, we try to, find apps that are free a lot of times, or if they have a pricing plan that they're a very low pricing plan, but we just don't always upload all the free apps because, we have to have some type of quality control. And from our experience, a lot of free apps don't really have that much quality of life because they're not making any money. So there's no incentive for them to keep keeping up the app and make sure that it stays optimized by internet standards. So that's why there's a mixture between free and paid app services here. Is there anything else? Oh, if you have the premium version or the plus version of your hosting plan for your store, you get another feature that I like to show you right now. It's called promo codes. This is how you you can have the ability to create your own promo codes. And we do this here here we have a list of all the promo codes, the actual code name, and what, how much or what the promo code is going to give them. You have the ability to control the promo code, where if you want to be able to have a time limit on it, or if it's just when it's, active or deactivated. And the other thing is like the number of times these promo codes are used and how you want the promo code to be applied to. And you can get very specific with all these features. And to make one, you just put a title, and the title is just kind of like how you keep track of it. So let's say this is a test, and then you can create whatever promo code you want, whatever name you want. So we're just gonna call this test 123, and it's a for this promo code. I want you could do whether it's just a discount, free shipping, or free shipping and a discount. So you pick whatever makes sense to you. You're putting the value, and you could put in monetary or percentage. So I don't want to be $10 off, so I want to be 10% off. And I'll click on save. Again, once you click on save, this thing goes live immediately. And we show you how that looks. So we will refresh this page and refresh the shopping cart. It takes a little time. Once the shopping cart has been created, there's going to be redeem your promo code. Their customer is going to put in the promo code. When they click on apply, the promo code has been applied. See, look, discount code 10% off. And it will just continue to go through the checkout phase of it. So this is really cool. This is a good marketing strategy. So let's say if you were doing an event and you create a unique promo code, you want to track if people from your event were using, actually came back to your website. That's how you can use promo codes for marketing advantages. If you were doing a special holiday sale, you want to see how many people actually bought your products during a particular holiday sale. You create a promo code, and that's how you can kind of keep track of like, oh, okay, when I did my Valentine's Day sale, I had 30 people that used my promo code. So my Valentine's Day sale was really great because people really respond to whatever, to that promotion that I was giving away during that time. You also, so over here, you click on pause if you just want to pause it, or you can just outright delete the promo code. And once you do that, if, it gets applied immediately. So what happened, there was an error because the promo code disappeared. That doesn't happen if a customer is, it only kind of happens if an item is in the page or something like that. But 9 out of 10 times, a customer is not going to see that error page. And so the computer still remembers the promo code, so cancel. But if I reapply it again, because it doesn't apply. No, I didn't make it. No, it should make it. It's 1 second. I think the cache is still being applied. Have a promo code. One. It must be. Oh, it's still on. So I deleted it wrong. I was wondering. So the promo code is still on. We deleted the wrong promo code because I was about to say it. But let's see if we actually pause that. And because it should go live right away. So when I refresh it, so there's like a error at the website. Just realized something is not right. So we go here and try to apply the promo code. See promo code it's invalid because we turned it off. And then up here said the promo code has been removed. Your card, the code is no longer valid. So there's a message at your website tells the customer, hey, it doesn't work. It's it's been removed from your order, and it's because the code doesn't exist anymore. And that's really it. So this is kind of like the ins and out of the back end of your store. We can do a little bit more one-on-one. Oh, let me just go over this really quick. So the report section, by default, we turn it on. So we click on reports and click on open. This gives you statistics on your store, and it tells you like how many visitors that came to your store. We click on show details. So if I want to just let's just do a custom range. So let me just get to today, apply. So this, once you put in your data range, it tells you, oh, I had 133 people that came to my store. The average revenue was $29. The conversion rate is 1.5%. And from a marketing perspective, conversion rates for new stores is actually only about 2%. So this is not too bad for a new store that her conversion rate is about 2%. As you have your brand builds, then your conversion rate goes up. So for the theory should be is like every 10 orders that you receive, that your conversion rate should go 0.5%. That's just a little bit of marketing information. Um, how people are buying. People usually do 1.5 orders. Average is $15 times the purchase. She hasn't really done anything in the in much lately, so there's been a small elapse of like, okay, she hasn't received an order in 17 days because we haven't really been doing any marketing because right now our client is on vacation. So she doesn't really want to do any cookies. This is top products, which is great to show you like, oh, which items that I'm selling are really kind of like are really hitting it all. So you don't have to guess or kind of go through that order. You have statistic data to show you like what's selling or not selling. And this helps make a decision on like if you need to remove a product or not, instead of just having it and just, guessing what's working or what's not working. And we had a holiday sale, so you could see like what items were selling, what month was doing the best, which item. So right here you can see like the classic potato chip, which did very well in the early holiday season. Then it was the white pecan that kind of, and the white pecan that really took over, which makes sense. People are in pecan mode in December. And then the dark chocolate chips. And then top location, again, this is really great because then we can apply this marketing information to like maybe social media, or exactly where people order it. So since she's a New York based client, she has the Bronx and Brooklyn that shows information. Most of her customers were direct, which basically means they just went directly to her website. A referral would mean probably through a search engine. That's kind of like, maybe that's where that's coming from. Social media, 17% from social media, and then organic search. So people just stumbling upon her website is probably through word of mouth. That's really where she gets most of her website. A referral website is maybe another website or another person that refers them to your website. Then it's social media. So social media is counting for almost 20% of her visits, right? And she gets mainly visits through word of mouth. So that is something to know, like whether or not this is pretty high. If you were getting 10%, then it probably wouldn't make sense. But almost 20% of her business or her traffic comes from social media, which is pretty good. And you have more advanced marketing tactics to use, but we can kind of go over all this with you if you want to know. So I think that's it. Yeah. So this is everything you need to know about the e-commerce part of your store. If you have any questions, definitely reach out to us. We're more than happy to be able to answer any and all your questions. And that's about it. So hopefully we will see you guys soon.